Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins. It's been a whole year since we've laid our Mako eyes on the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but some new rumors indicate we might be seeing it on PS4 as soon as next year. Website VG Leaks says their sources have told them that Square Enix has massive plans for 2017, which just so happens to be the 30th anniversary of the Final Fantasy franchise. According to their sources, not only will Final Fantasy VII Remake be launching in 2017 and coming to PC in 2018, the franchise will also see a huge anniversary compilation on the PS4 that includes Final Fantasy 1 through 9 on one disc. The collector's edition of that massive compilation will also include Final Fantasy X and X-2, and Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age Remaster, also coming next year. The Final Fantasy XIII trilogy, Final Fantasy XIV, and Final Fantasy XV with all of its DLC. Whew, that's a lot of Final Fantasies. And for another $1,000, they'll chop off your hand and give you Barrett's gun arm. Mine is losing a hand. All that sounds maybe just a little bit too good and probably pricey to be true. With Final Fantasy XV breaking franchise records, it's reportedly the second biggest launch in the history of the franchise, next to Final Fantasy XIII, surprisingly enough. It's a good time to be a Final Fantasy fan, an expensive time to be a Final Fantasy fan, but a good one. Another game with barely a hint of news in months is Crackdown 3, which finally has just the tiniest bit of an update. During an extra live stream this weekend, Microsoft Studios' Clint Burdock, Dave Johnson, and Peter Connolly were on hand to talk about Crackdown 3, saying it will be out holiday 2017 at the latest, but they're aiming for earlier. That time frame coincides with the launch of Microsoft's next console, Project Scorpio, and per the developers, Crackdown 3 will run at 4K resolution on the new Xbox. After being a no-show at E3 this year, Microsoft's made a couple of conflicting statements about the game. Marketing head Aaron Greenberg said it wasn't coming this year because Microsoft had too many games coming out already. Right, like that's your problem. And Microsoft Studios boss Shannon Loftus said it was because the campaign needed more work. So, whatever the reason, it'll be nice to see something new from the game next year, hopefully sooner than E3, but if they are aiming for holiday, at least, definitely at E3. Whenever a new remaster releases on console, PC fans have become accustomed to getting their old and busted version of the game updated free of charge, but apparently that's not going to be the case with Gearbox's remaster of the recently announced Bulletstorm full clip, which has PC players who already own the game in a little bit of an uproar. CEO Randy Pitchford addressed player concerns on Twitter this weekend, saying it's simply not possible to release the game for free because it was originally published by EA, so it's not technical reasons, it's business reasons. When a number of fans called him out about that, pointing to Darksiders War Mastered, which was originally released by THQ but still republished by Nordic Games as a free upgrade on PC, Pitchford again said that's a different case. In that instance, Nordic purchased all rights to the franchise, which isn't what happened with Gearbox and Bulletstorm. They're simply helping People Can Fly release the game. Whether or not you believe Gearbox that the business of publishing PC games is a tricky one, Bulletstorm Full Clip will have at least one upgrade over the original. In addition to the new textures and 4K resolution, you can play through the whole game as Duke Nukem. So, get excited, Duke Nukem fan. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Ever accidentally stumbled upon a treasure trove of video game developer secrets? Well, most of us probably haven't, but that's exactly what happened to one Redditor this week after he purchased a PS4 dev kit at an auction for the recently shut down developer of Sleeping Dogs, RIP, which was apparently stuffed full of content from Sleeping Dogs 2. User Canada2004 posted a picture of the dev kit on Reddit and screenshots showing over 800 gigabytes of development material locked behind an expired developer license. Canada2004 is now working with others to see if they can extract the content from the dev kit to unearth even more about the Sleeping Dogs sequel we will never get to see, so we can all be extra depressed like we were when we saw that stuff from Star Wars 1313. It would certainly make for an interesting complement to other things we've heard about the ambitious game recently, like the fact that it planned on incorporating procedurally generated missions, branching narratives, co-op, and tie-ins with a mobile free-to-play game. We'll have to see if Canada succeeds, but considering the game is cancelled, maybe it's just best to let Sleeping Dogs fly. Oh, who am I kidding? We're gonna get into it. All right, we finally got a more substantial look at Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 thanks to a brand new trailer that dropped over the weekend. As expected, the new trailer featured huge monsters, lots of action, wisecracks galore, and the most adorable baby Groot ever. If you took to watching the trailer on repeat all weekend like some of us, you certainly weren't the only one. According to a new Facebook post from director James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 racked up more than 81 million views across all platforms in its first 24 hours, becoming Disney's second biggest teaser trailer ever, behind Beauty and the Beast. Don't mess with the princesses. And just as impressive, Marvel's biggest teaser trailer ever. So we'll have to see if the film's first full-length trailer keeps the movie's interest on the same track for a potentially huge opening, because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 releases May 5th, 2017. You can all take me for a belated birthday present. But we've got another sci-fi space opera to keep us busy until then. Next week's release of Rogue One. Oh my god, it's coming next week. I mean, I know that it's that close. We've known the date for ages. It's December now. With the movie so close, we're starting to get the first trickle of early impressions, and by all accounts, things are actually sounding really positive. I know a lot of people have been skeptical, but so far, responses are good. A number of media types got to watch the first 30 minutes of the film this weekend, contributing some very favorable write-ups that will no doubt leave fans excited. In addition to that, the man behind it all, or formerly behind it all, George Lucas got to see the movie too, and he's weighed in with his opinion as well. Director Gareth Edwards said at a press conference this weekend, "I can die happy now. He really liked the movie, so it meant a lot. To be honest, and no offense to anyone here, it was the most important review to me." Lucas also had positive things to say about The Force Awakens before that movie released, but was a little bit less excited about how much Disney strayed from his vision. So we'll thankfully be able to judge Rogue One for ourselves when it comes out next Friday, December 16th. How do you catch a thief? Just lock him in his car, apparently. That's what BMW did recently when they remotely engaged a stolen vehicle's locks to trap a car thief inside his stolen car. That's gotta be rough for that guy. According to a post by the Seattle Police Department, the suspect was asleep inside the car when BMW locked him in, and the auto manufacturer's tracking features helped lead the cops right to him during his little nap. Also kinda weird, the police department post included a quote from Watchmen when they reported on the incident, musing that the criminal was saying, "I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me." Maybe they should just lock up the computer of the cop who wrote that next. The hits just keep on coming for Samsung's Galaxy Note 7. RIP. There's a lot of RIPs in this roundup. A blistering new report about the hand grenade disguised as a phone reveals just how poorly the device was designed, no doubt lending to its love for spontaneous combustion. The third-party report about the Galaxy Note 7 shows that Samsung may have cut some corners by trying to maximize the battery's capacity while minimizing the phone's sleek design. Batteries typically swell under use, which means there needs to be just a little bit of wiggle room for the battery to expand. The Galaxy Note 7 didn't really give room for this at all, which seems to have led to positive and negative layers within the battery touching and going kaboom. The report claims it breaks such a basic rule, it must have been intentional. They shipped a dangerous product. Dangerous not only to the public, but also, let's be honest, to Samsung's business. They reportedly lost somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 billion because of the Note 7 catastrophe, and that's not even including the hit that the brand will take in the long term. Well, that's a lot of news, but that's it for today's roundup. Let us know what you think of all these stories down in the comments, and as always, for more news from every corner of the internet, like this video and subscribe to The Know.
Baby Groot.
Baby Groot! Oh my god, he was so cute with the little button, and it's gonna go crazy. He's a teenager now.
Do you think he's gonna grow up by the end of the film?
I wonder if we're gonna get, because I'm assuming the movie will take place over a reasonably short period of time, like all up, but maybe we'll end up with an adolescent Groot. Oh god.